Hello, welcome to INSITE. That is the Individual and Social Influences of Technology Lab at the University of Ottawa in Canada. I'm Sarah, a media creator assistant at the INSITE Lab, and today we're going to talk about a study that our lab members Caitlyn and Erin C did on ghosting in 2019. What is ghosting? Ghosting is a relationship dissolution or breakup method characterized by cutting off all contact with a former partner and by ignoring their attempts to reach out without providing an explanation. The term ghosting can be seen in almost every magazine and pop culture news section. However, few researchers have examined ghosting behavior. In one study on ghosting that was published in 2019, Kosler and colleagues found that 23% of their sample reported being ghosted by a partner and that 18.9% reported having ghosted a partner. To look into ghosting in further detail, Caitlyn and Erin conducted a study to look at the extent to which people's beliefs about the moral acceptability of ghosting vary depending on the context of the relationship in which ghosting occurred and the individual levels of interpersonal anxiety. That is, they looked at answering questions like: is it acceptable to ghost someone after a few days or a few weeks? What if partner A and partner B never met in person, or partner C and partner D only went on 3 dates? In their sample, Caitlin and Erin had a total of 414 undergraduate students aged between 70 to 50 years who completed an online survey. They first asked students to define ghosting in their own words and to list the behaviors they think are important in defining ghosting. Mostly, people said that ghosting is a way of ending a relationship with someone they were interested in dating or were in a relationship with. People also said they knew they have been ghosted when they didn't receive any responses from the person in their own attempts to reach out to them, and the lack of communication tended to happen suddenly. Further, people mentioned that the person who is ghosting does not give any explanation for why they decided to disappear on them, and this ambiguity can be painful. As part of Caitlin's directed research in psychology course at the University of Ottawa, she thematically analyzed these answers. Caitlin used students' responses to create an easy to just understand definition of ghosting that researchers can use to keep looking into questions about it. But basically, students' definitions tended to fit with how her and Erin defined ghosting at the outset of the study and with websites like Urban Dictionary. Next, Caitlin and Erin gave students 9 different scenarios where ghosting occurred. In each, they changed either the length of the relationship from 1 week to 6 months, or the intensity of the relationship from never meeting in person to being in an exclusive relationship. They asked students to rate how acceptable they thought it was to ghost in each of the 9 scenarios. For about half the students, they asked them to say how acceptable it was for them to ghost, so ratings from the perspective of the ghoster, and for about half the students, they asked for how acceptable it was for someone else to ghost them, so ratings from the ghosted perspective. Results show that overall, people think that ghosting is a pretty poor behavior, and that the longer and more intense a relationship is, the worse it is for someone to ghost in that context. Finally, Kaylin and Aaron also looked at whether interpersonal anxiety would impact perceptions of the moral acceptability of ghosting. They found that interpersonal anxiety did not predict whether students would find ghosting more or less acceptable in any scenario. On the whole, Kaylin and Aaron suggested that future researchers should consider the different contexts that ghosting can occur in, because the results of their study on ghosting showed that attitudes can vary from interaction to interaction. Kaylin presented some of the findings at the ICP conference at the University of Ottawa and the IARR conference at Carleton University, both in 2019. Currently, Caitlin is working on writing up a qualitatively derived definition of ghosting from the study for a peer-reviewed publication. And that's it for today. Please share this video, subscribe for more, and expand your knowledge with us.